I think the one that's going to be the hardest, realistically, is the Diet Coke and snacking. I love Diet Coke.
Damn.
I love me a good old Diet Coke.
You know, but I've been drinking.
What?
The Alanis.
Dude, no, those are good. Dude,
I fucking love
I have
the
I have a 15 pack of Celsius in my fridge, but that's because I wake up
at me the shakes,
I wake up at 5 a.m. for work, and it has no sugar. It has a lot of vitamins. If you're gonna drink an energy drink, I prefer Celsius over like Monster or Yerba, because remember we were addicted to Yerba, dude. The sugar and the calories in that, you're starting your day with 300 calories in a drink.
Yeah,
that's not a good start.
Well, welcome back to Pod-a-Mania. My name is Eddie. His name is Dylan.
That's my name.
Welcome to the first in-person episode.
I can touch you. I can touch you.
This is a weekly wrestling podcast.
Sometimes.
Most of the time. Go ahead and follow the show at Pod-a-Mania Pod. Follow us, _EWL3 at Bozo Dills.
I'm just pointing and hoping you put it somewhere.
Nowhere where you're pointing. We cover SmackDown from last week, Raw from this week, and anything else in between.
Sometimes NXT, sometimes AEW, depending on the product.
Pay-per-views if they happen. But
are we gonna do WrestleMania reactions pretty quick? That's the plan.
WrestleMania's coming up,
and we do have friends coming over.
And we're your boys.
We are your boys.
We're your friends here. But
you're not my friend. This is like that's breaking a barrier.
Yeah.
That I have.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
Yeah.
We're boys. They're my boys, but I don't know if we're friends.
The audience can feel free to message you at Pod-a-Mania Pod.
Please interact with me in the DMs. I'll make you feel so good.
But let's go ahead and talk about SmackDown.
Dude. You mean the show that goes too long?
Yeah.
Can we just like...
I mean, it seems like a pretty good... This week was a pretty good SmackDown. Let's be real.
I agree that it was a good SmackDown.
You
but
watched it live? Or?
No, I watched the recap. I
saw it at the Taco Bell Cantina on Hollywood Boulevard. Shout out Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY.
I really want to start calling them DEI.
No.
Like DEI versus Pretty Deadly. Like that's... Come on.
DEI versus DEI. SmackDown opened up with CM Punk. It's the Pepsi phone. It opened up with the Pepsi phone on the table.
Wait. Should we get set items? Should we get a Pepsi phone? Should we find if there's a Pepsi phone on eBay?
Yes.
We'll do that later. Like, I want the Pepsi phone on the table.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, it's ringing. It's Pepsi phone's ringing.
It's ringing, and it's opening SmackDown.
Chicago.
CM Punk opens this goddamn pit up in the Allstate Arena.
In his hometown.
Yeah.
Where he stole the WWE Championship.
Takes the camera, shows the hard cam side, shot at AEW. Bang.
Bang.
This is fun. I like
in person. I'm telling you. I've been telling you this is different.
Yeah. But CM Punk opens the show. He basically says, "Tonight I will reveal the favor. I will reveal the favor between me, Paul Heyman,
he like
and Roman Reigns." Because it involves Roman Reigns.
It involves Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Well, we just didn't know. It was the favor him main eventing night one.
We all thought that's what it was.
Yeah. So
which is, we'll get into it. I have a take on this whole favor thing later.
Okay. I mean, we can skip to the bottom of the show and then.
Do you want to skip to that? Okay, let's just talk about the whole favor thing.
Let's bring it all up. Yeah.
Heyman in the corner being the favor. I love it.
Yeah.
But it was Raw where Seth got his... So that's what I'll take.
Seth missed
You want to just do the whole favor thing to start the show off? Like Raw, SmackDown, all that. Okay, yeah. I love the way that they did it. I love the way that they had it be a whole like, ooh, my favor wasn't the main event. I deserve that. Yeah. It's having you in my corner. And the way Roman's like, I saved him.
Yeah.
I saw one where it was like me to my friend when he gets married. Me to his wife. That's going to be me to your wife.
That's funny.
I saved him. And then Heyman's just there like, I'm sorry, my tribe. Like, Heyman is an actor. Like, that's what people, like, I remember Drew McIntyre did an interview recently, where he's like, it's a soap opera. It's an action soap opera.
Yeah.
And, God, Paul Heyman can act, man.
I don't think 90% of the Bloodline story would not have been told without Paul Heyman.
Oh, no. Paul Heyman's needed.
I think you agree with me that, like, Roman Reigns, he needed that necessary manager as a mouthpiece. You know, we've gone on these rants that Roman has improved a lot in that department. Like, he is so good talking for himself, both in the ring and, like, promo-wise. But having that extra boost, you know, CM Punk doesn't necessarily need that. I think if I've seen the rumor go around that, like, Seth Rollins walks out with Heyman, and all of a sudden we get a brand new Heyman guy at Mania.
Well, that's because he said,
yeah.
you owe me. I hate that, by the way.
Well,
I hate the I didn't put your face in the dirt. You owe me one. That's not what the original favor was. Hey, you fucking hate me, CM Punk, but you have to help me.
Yeah.
Like, that's a real favor. That's something that deserves one. Like, I get it's mocking him, but if they actually make him follow up on the favor after and not have it be like a one-liner, then I'm going to be like, all right, we're doing too much with the favors. Yeah. If they keep it at Seth was just being annoying, or if they turn it into Seth as the Heyman guy, that's the only two ways I like it. But if it's just like my favor is you're not there at all, or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But I agree with you completely. Roman, when he was the big dog, was like really not inspiring, not like there was just something missing. But Heyman has helped him, and if you've noticed recently, Heyman hasn't really been talking. It's been Roman with the mic in his hand, explaining himself. And, like, it's kind of like we were all talking about Roman needs to apologize. What if Roman doesn't need to apologize? What if there is no more Bloodline storyline? What if there is no more, like, what if, like, he's the tribal chief, yeah, but he's alone. And I'm okay. And I think I'm in the opposite sphere of where I was when we had the conversations before of, like, I want him to be alone now, kind of. I don't think he needs Heyman anymore.
Yeah. I think Heyman is the only necessary manager in that role as tribal chief. As that individual, solo performance Roman Reigns, he does not need any of the bloodline. And honestly, it's good character development for him. It expands that heel character a bit more for Roman Reigns. And, you know, to have this deep need for an apology to his family that he narcissistically ruled over and asked for their help. And they gave it to him out of trust and brotherhood, and it's just
family.
Yeah. It's family. And like, I saw this online because Swerve Strickland, who's in a kind of similar character.
With the I know.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So,
I don't watch a lot of AEW, as fans may know, but I do see the cool stuff. And when I saw that, as a man, I thought that was cool.
You burned down my childhood home. Hangman said, you deserved it. He said, I know. And it is a big moment between the two of those, and comparing that to like a Roman Reigns who won't acknowledge, you know, he's always asking for acknowledgement.
You think that Swerve is where Roman's heading, is what Swerve did, kind of? Or are you hoping that, or is that like what we're kind of
not so soon? I think we're hoping for it, but they're not giving it to it.
Because as I've gotten older, I realize wrestling's a reflection of life.
Yeah.
Like, they try to tell a story of the world or a story of a human, and I think that Swerve Strickland line, I don't know anything about what's going on between them at all. I have no idea. But when I saw the I know, as a man, I was like, oh, I love this story. Yeah. I don't even have to know the build-up. I love that.
Yeah.
Because that's going to make me want to watch his next match. Also, fuck Booker T.
For his amusement. Yeah, it'll be an interesting predicament where CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins all go. I saw a take that, like, am I a bad person if I want Seth Rollins to win? Like, it is so 30, 30, 30 like
33% each.
33% each.
But the thing is, your 33% doesn't matter, so it turns mine into 66.
Yeah. No,
Do you think that
we'll get to that? We'll get to that match later.
Yeah, no, dude. But to finish, are we going to keep going, or do you want to finish off on this topic? Because basically, my finishing thoughts is they've done such a good job of building this match up. I want all of them to win. I don't care who loses or wins. Like, yeah, I want Punk to get his because this is Roman's 9th, 10th, or 11th. They keep fudging the numbers on social media. They don't know what it is. Do I want Punk to win his first main event? Yeah. But Seth's been on this whole losing big match streaks. I don't think I've talked about it with you yet. But it's like, I feel like every time Seth's in an important match recently, he's dropping it. He lost to CM Punk first night of Raw on Netflix. He lost in the Chamber. Like, it feels like these big matches that, and it's the thing we talk about with some athletes in the sport. They don't need the wins. Like, Seth doesn't need wins anymore. He's okay to lose and push people forward. But,
well, as we've discussed between the two of us, do we see Seth Rollins possibly taking that championship from like a Jey Uso in like 2 months or so?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all.
So does he like have that work paid off? Does he have that like you suffered through all these losses for the last however many years, and now you get the championship back?
But also Punk wins his first main event would be sick.
Yeah.
But also, if Roman wins, it really pushes like.
I think I'm still firmly under the impression that Seth will probably take the fall. The fall will be something like Roman hits a spear on Seth. He
CM
goes for the
Punk
cover.
gets
Punk,
GTS.
No, Punk GTS's Roman out of he rolls out of the ring, and then he ends up pinning Seth because he's the one in the ring.
Which, thank you, Seth.
Yeah,
he's gonna take the fall.
That's
if they somehow have him win this match, I would.
It'd be a swerve.
It would be sick as fuck.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. What I've noticed about Manias more recently is they want the Undertaker streak face on everyone in the crowd.
Yes,
they want one of those per Mania. And is this where it happens? I think Io retains, and that's going to be a big swerve to people. I don't think people think she's going to retain right now. But also, I think that match is also 33s across the board. We'll get to it later with the Intercontinental match. I think that one is strictly like Braun, Penta.
And I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels are setting up so many triple threats during WrestleMania weekend because they want the Google search to come up as Triple H, Shawn Michaels, triple threat WrestleMania.
Who'd they have it with? Who was their triple threat with?
Answer in the comments below. But yeah, after CM Punk opened that goddamn pit up, Rey Fenix had his debut match on SmackDown
isn't it
Live.
crazy? So his and Penta's logos are like really similar, and I heard they're brothers.
I was gonna say
they might be. Do you think that they could like be brothers that do lucha? Do you think that could happen?
Dude,
did you see that tweet?
I didn't.
Dude, it was so. Somebody tweeted.
I think they'll be called the Luchamen. Luchador Hombres.
Brothers in lucha. But no. So somebody tweeted, these logos look too similar, and someone's like, it's almost like they're brothers that do lucha, and they were like one of the greatest tag teams ever. I love it. I love Rey Fenix. I love that it's correlating. Yeah. Because what I think happened is that they were planned to come in together.
Oh, for sure.
But it just didn't line up, so they did separate logos, and they'll bring them together in a year or two, and they're gonna win gold, and they're gonna be awesome together. But I adore what Penta's doing right now alone, and I feel bad for Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, do we see Penta possibly winning his first? I mean, I guess we'll get to it when we get to Raw, but do we see Penta getting
he doesn't.
his?
I don't think. I think when I say that match,
at Mania,
that match is between two people, and I don't think it's Penta.
Yeah.
I want it to be Penta, but also
he'll have a good spot. He's
gonna be amazing.
He'll be the spot monkey of that match.
He'll be who we remember. Yeah,
MVP of that match.
I think that match can steal the night if done right. And also, we're gonna talk about it more later. I love that it's not 6.
Yeah.
but we'll get to that. So Ray Phoenix looked great. I mean,
it was a banger of a match between the two.
Can we talk
Ray
about
Phoenix
how
and Nathan
in
Frazier.
debuts they're doing a really good job of letting NXT talent have it rather than a jobber? And like, Ray Phoenix took bumps and was getting fought back.
Well,
and it shows like
I enjoy that Fraxium, who is fine.
Did you see what they tweeted on April
Fools? Yeah, the thing that we
actually not fine.
Deja vu, because we just talked about this last week. But no, I'm glad that they're actually getting some spotlight on SmackDown as well, even if it is like either a hometown pop or just to lose to
it is interesting
Ray
that they
Phoenix.
used Fraxium both in debuts recently, but I think that's like
to expose. Like I don't know if they do like the main event circuit at all.
I'm not sure.
But I know they do speed.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do speed.
That's a crazy sentence.
Yeah. So sometimes they'll be on speed and they will join that like roster on traveling. So I'm glad that the SmackDown audience and general audience is seeing those characters who we're not used to seeing.
Yeah, I'm glad that they get the characters on speed on the main TV.
Yeah, no. I think everybody who's on speed should be on main TV.
Oh, I think so
on
too.
National television.
100%.
Netflix.
Yeah.
No commercials.
And USA. 3 hours long. Yeah. All speed.
All speed all the time.
But yeah, no, I like the use of NXT talent.
I want to see like Javon Evans get that highlight.
I'm worried that they think he's in a spot where he's gonna get shot to the roster. Like when he comes up, it's gonna be a big. I think it's gonna be Kevin Owens-esque. Kevin Owens came in and beat John Cena, or almost beat John Cena.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it'll be something like that where Javon Evans is going to come up and be like, hey, you're instantly upper mid-card. Because he's just too good.
I would definitely love to see him, like, get that title, like, debut. But, I mean, LA Knight versus Tama Tonga happened as well after this debut.
I saw a tweet that was, what's the next big thing in wrestling? And it had Braun Breaker, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. And Damian Priest and LA Knight are 41 years old. They are not the next big thing.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
As much as I would love to see like a world heavyweight championship reign for an LA Knight, I don't know if that'll ever happen.
I think it came and passed.
Yeah.
The time for it came and passed, and it didn't make sense at the time because both title pictures were amazing how they were.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said last week, I'm tired of LA Knight being bloodline fodder. I think they're setting up for Jacob Fatu, who is the new number one contender for that title, to probably win the title.
I need it. I need him to have a title.
Is that gonna? That's
it elevates it.
Is
so
that before
much.
Mania? Before Mania, and then like set up the Mania match for him and Solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they make it a multi-man match, fucking.
I hope not. There's too many multi-man matches right
agree.
now. There's a couple triple threats. There's a couple.
That shouldn't be.
That should be a one-on-one solo Jacob Fatu, but also, is it not enough build? I feel like that match needs build.
I know.
They need time to split and time to fight. What if he wins it at Mania? What if that's just his main? He gets a Mania moment already. He wins the U.S. title at Mania. He shoots, and then, but like Solo almost F's it up. Yeah. And then, boom. Then for the next 3 months, that's the main storyline. So you still get our bloodline storyline that Triple H has to shoot into his veins like speed. And he's just ready to go with that. Because I think that feud's going to be potential feud of the year.
Jacob Fatu versus Solo?
Dude, that could be amazing.
That is a hot take if I've ever...
The upper mid card.
Okay.
Like main card, yeah. But I'm talking like one of the more memorable ones where we're going to talk about, dude, like that was dope.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the feud that shoots the U.S. title into, like, people caring about it again.
Yeah. I definitely think, like, did Umaga ever have... Umaga had
the
US.
IC.
Okay, yeah. So,
I don't remember if he had U.S., but he had
having
the IC.
that kind of, like, beast, having that mid-card title, and I've always thought that SmackDown, whenever I set up, like, a universe mode on...
That we Gary.
Whenever I set up a universe mode on WWE 2K25 or any of the 2K games, I set up SmackDown with the hardcore title.
That's fun.
So I think that would be,
I like
suitable for Fatu, but U.S. will do just fine.
And I think the new look of that belt, like the belt just looks better than it used to.
For sure.
It fits more of a Umaga build person because I feel like the old U.S. title felt like you had to be a little smaller for that belt to look normal on you.
Yeah. We want to talk about that Charlotte Tiffany segment.
Dude, Charlotte got cooked.
She couldn't handle the heat, so she didn't even want to step out of the kitchen.
Dude,
bro.
she had to keep restarting the promo because
what? Why'd you say, Tiffany? You're so high up here.
Did you watch
Her
that promo?
Yeah, it was
like she literally couldn't get it out.
It was rough.
She couldn't get it out. She didn't know what she was doing. She looked so uncomfortable. She looks like a lost soul. The fans not liking her is eating at her every day, and it's like, dude, I can be really mean right now, Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, I can be really mean right now, and I'm not going to because I don't want to get canceled on the internet. But she went away for a long time and came back looking like a different human being and wanted everyone to want her back so bad. And it's like, dude, when you were here, we didn't like you. And now that you're back, we still don't like you.
It's just a completely different time. And I think her style of wrestling, her character, we've moved past the need.
She's one of the greatest to ever do it and is slowly... she's her father. You are one of the greatest to do it, and you just keep going past when people want you, and you won't change.
Yeah.
If she had a character change, this would be a different story.
It's so hard.
But it's hard because, what's a character change for her really do?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the issue is when you have somebody like a Charlotte Flair and somebody who has who has Ric Flair as your father, your best gimmick is going to be that Flair heel woo every 10 minutes. Like you are not going to I guess you could try and do like a Cody Rhodes thing where you disown your father, but I think you're too far gone. Or you distance yourself from your father.
But now he's the son of a plumber.
He is the son of a plumber.
But the thing is, Dusty was always disrespected and put down after his runs when he came to the WWE. Ric Flair is Ric Flair. Yeah. That's why you can't do that. The reason Cody Rhodes' work is because he's like, I'm going to do what my dad and brother couldn't.
Yeah.
That's why it works. But with Charlotte, it's like, yeah, your dad won everything.
Was given everything.
And
she was even
the Nepo queen, as she said. Dude, and we talk about Tiffany cooked her ass 0 for 3 and then wooed and left. And Charlotte was, that's why Kaiser's in my D. No, he ain't, bro. Yeah. I promise. Did you see what he said?
Yeah.
His tweet with the Shawn Michaels clip.
I think
if they have Charlotte win this title at Mania, it's the worst decision Triple H has made in his time.
No, I think Triple H has been pushed around by Samoans too long.
Yo, you think
for the Charlotte brainwash to work, and I think he will say, "Hey, Tiffany got your ass."
Yeah,
Tiffany got your ass. Like
Tiffany
she's going. Like I'm so interested in the match now because I think it's going to be a really good match.
Oh, I think it's going to be. I never thought it wasn't going to be. I'm just worried about.
Dude, Rhea Ripley's in Clash of Clans, guys.
Dude, Rhea Ripley's in Clash of Clans.
Yeah, but welcome back to Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY at the Taco Bell Cantina on Hollywood Boulevard. This was a great match, and to see Motor City Machine Guns get that spot to face the Street Profits, or working up those ranks. I do really think that these guys will have their WrestleMania moment. And I think finally getting those titles onto the Profits, surprisingly, a couple weeks ago, paid their story off. And then you will have Motor City Machine Guns, who are your new signees, and their first WrestleMania, you will have them win.
I don't think so. I think the Street Profits need those titles to be relevant. As of right now.
Yeah.
And I think what they're doing is just too good. They're just too good. The Motor City Machine Guns are going to put on good matches till they die. And that's kind of what we talked about. The SmackDown division is put on good matches. And until the Street Profits, I kind of felt like I didn't care about those titles. And now that it's on the Street Profits, I care about those titles.
You didn't. They just didn't let fucking Gargano and Ciampa hoop enough. Let's be real.
No, I agree with you. They didn't let them hoop enough. But in that happening, what you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I don't think putting the titles on them does anything for the titles and does anything for them. I don't think Motor City Machine Guns needs the titles. I think Street Profits do.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I disagree with. I get what you're saying, and I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you. It would be cool for them to have their Mania moment, but with what just happened and the way the Street Profits got the belt and how over they are, it's hard to want to take that off of them because the push just started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a push just starting, Naomi versus BFAB, following up on their attack last week. Jade Cargill getting her comeuppance after the match, and
this is going to be an unreal match.
Yeah, I was going to say it is exactly what I said last week. Going to be a bitching match.
This could steal the show. No,
steal the show is
for the women. I think it could be better than the women's championship matches. I think it could be the best women's match potentially.
No, it does have that potential, and it's making history. You shut the fuck up right now. Let me touch you. Seeing that they are making history between two black women at WrestleMania with a one-on-one match, which is the first time that happened, with no stipulation at WrestleMania, is insane. I think that they are opening up the floor a bit more for the women, and I'm just hoping that every women's wrestler gets a chance to shine during Mania weekend. And, you know, I do think that statement that Jade and Naomi will steal the show for the women's matches is a very big possibility.
I really do believe it's crazy to say that because the triple threat of Io, Bianca, and Rhea could be unreal. Could be.
Dude.
But it also could go terrible.
I think Jade and Naomi have that same issue, and I think I hope Jade is not nervous or anxious going into this match, and I hope that they fucking hoop.
Oh, they're gonna hoop.
That's all I'm gotta say.
I think they're gonna hoop. I'm more worried about the triple threat match than that match.
Yeah.
Especially after the bump that Rhea took. That looked bad. But to finish out SmackDown.
You want to talk about bumps? Fucking Kevin Owens.
I'm so sad.
Kevin Owens is overtaking bumps on his neck because he's got to take neck surgery. Allegedly, he fought those last two matches against Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn with a neck injury, and he has to get surgery.
Thinking about that is insane.
Randy Orton and Kevin Owens will not be happening at Mania. With Nick Aldis taking an RKO at the end of the segment. Kevin Owens nearly attacking a fan that said that the segment was full of shit. I am not sure. Dude, I'm not sure if it's a work or a shoot.
I don't think so.
And, you know, if this is the case for Kevin Owens where he unfortunately does have to get neck surgery and he has to hang up the boots, and he had his final match with Sami Zayn in Canada,
that's awesome.
Awesome. I'm happy for him. I'm so sad to see him go. I'm sad to see him go in such a brutal way out.
But the last four people, but my thing is the last four people who had this exact neck injury
came back,
are currently wrestling.
Yeah.
Cope, Daniel Bryan, Big E isn't back, unfortunately. I don't know if he'll ever be back.
I don't think so.
Which I will say this.
Fuck you, Tony Hinchcliffe.
I will say this for the rest of my life. Your health and well-being is more important than me watching you wrestle.
Yes.
If Kevin Owens can never wrestle again, I'm not going to be one of those people that's
and I think
upset.
Family dynamic as well, because if you you decide that you are injured and you have a son going off to college who is 2 feet taller than you, I would not blame Kevin Owens at all if he says, you know what, I've put enough.
Why
wear
can't
and
he
tear
just
in
be
my
Tyson
body.
Kidd? Why can't he just go backstage and because Tyson Kidd,
Yeah.
from everything I've read ever since then, did you watch the Samoa Joe
Not
clips
yet,
from?
no, yeah, but I
Van
know,
Vliet?
I heard
Dude,
that he feel terrible.
Dude,
about
watch
that.
that. That's such an amazing interview. He's the best in our sport.
Yeah.
Chris Van Vliet is the best in our sport, and it's not close.
I think that's like somebody who I would want to be like as like a journalist.
I would want to ask him questions, like just about how he got to where he is and like that. He's amazing for the sport. I think he pushes wrestling further than it ever could.
But I think,
especially now that kayfabe's dead.
I think Muscle Man Malcolm is breaking barriers with his Waffle House question.
Oh, 100%.
And
I hate that he's asking it right after events. The Waffle House question's great, but like, can we at least act like the interviews are serious for once?
I think it's a little funny if it's like the walk, like the.
Did
Tony
you hear Kevin Owens'
Tony
Waffle
Storm
House
walkout
story?
Moment? No.
So Kevin Owens, when he came up, didn't have any friends.
And Jey Uso, yeah.
Jay and the
Yeah.
Usos, Tamina and Naomi bought him Waffle House because he didn't try to sit by him. He said, "Hey," ate on his own, paid for his Waffle House. Somebody in the comments like, "Nice, they spent $650 on you." Like, dude, it's not that. It's the, hey, yeah, we're not cool, but I respect what you're doing. I know you're just getting up here and you're not here with anybody. We got you.
Yeah.
That's cool to have. But yeah, that Waffle House question slays. But back to what I was saying, like, just and everything I read online after that, I was like, yeah, Tyson Kidd is like a big part of telling these stories and like putting matches together, and like he's just a savant at it. Kevin Owens is the same way, man. I think he could easily, if he wants to, become that.
Yeah. Do we see? Okay.
What happens with Randy now?
Is this a shoot or a work?
I think
We're saying it's a shoot.
I'm gonna
it's not
assume.
happening at all.
I'm gonna assume it's a shoot.
Okay.
Because I think personally, with the way Cope went out, with the way Daniel Bryan went out, with the way Tyson Kidd went out, etc., with neck injuries, with Big E, I don't think you work a neck injury. I think it's too serious of a thing in life to work. And if they do, I'm going to shrug my shoulders and be like, I guess you guys did it, but I don't like it.
Well, it's the storyline of the guy who's been breaking everybody's necks, and now his neck is broken. So it's like it's a little
breaking everybody's necks as if Cody didn't stand up the next night. And
he's Superman. There's a difference. But Randy was out of work for 4 months, sitting at home playing Elden Ring.
Because Fortnite's for kids.
Because Fortnite's for kids.
But I get what you're saying.
So,
but
do we think a Nick Aldis match is in the works?
It's not a Nick Aldis. I don't know what Randy's gonna do, man. Does Randy have a Mania match if this is a shoot? Because I think we do this podcast on the assumption that it's a shoot. Because if we do the assumption it's a work,
I agree.
We're just gonna look stupid. I'd rather look stupid for thinking it's real than look stupid for thinking it's fake.
I agree. I think Randy has a match probably. Aleister Black.
Oh.
Nick Aldis. I mean, you could put him in a position because he attacked Nick Aldis, where Nick Aldis says that this is me fantasy booking under this umbrella, but Nick Aldis says you attacked me. You know what? Your match is still happening. You're not off the hook. I know you paid me, but that's not enough. You have a match, but you won't know until night of.
Yeah.
And they've been doing all the Aleister Black
segments. They either
segments.
debut Aleister Black, etc. Anybody you can think of. Hell, Big E.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying. Like, just that's where they do their comeback or debut. Somebody coming back from injury or debuting at the company.
Yeah. And I think that it's a shitty position that Randy is in because I think that match would have kicked ass.
I think that if I would have said that can steal the night, you wouldn't hesitate. That's a match that could. Kevin was going to get punted. We were going to see our first punt.
Kevin was getting punted. I think Kevin's getting blade job.
100%.
And it's just that
maybe him and Jey Uso will sit in the hospital bed together,
Jimmy.
right next to each other, or him and Jimmy will be right next to each other in the hospital beds.
But
altogether, SmackDown was great. This is the first SmackDown in a while where I was like, oh, I can watch this show.
Still, 3 hours is way too long.
We had Braun and Jacob Fatu fight.
Well, we talked about how Jacob Fatu is the number one contender. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to Raw now.
We're gonna get Raw together.
We're gonna go Raw together. Pink. It opens the show up with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca having just an all-out brawl in front of Adam Pearce. He is sick of their shit.
I think Rhea Ripley broke her face.
Really?
Did you see the kick from Io Sky where she fell into Bianca's face? First of all, Io, dude, that was dope. Don't get me wrong, but come on. You got to be a little safer. We're leading up to the biggest match of your career.
Yeah. I mean, but Jey Uso's whole storyline going into Mania too is him being a little klutz. So
but the difference is like Io's just they're doing a really good job of making Io likable without her really being able to talk to the fans.
Yeah.
And that matters when you're a champion.
Yes.
I've heard that for my whole life, even though I didn't hear Brock Lesnar say a word for years at a time.
Well, we never liked him as champion.
Yeah, but looking back, they were the run. You have to have some final bosses, and Brock Lesnar was the final boss. And like, it's good for the product. No matter how much we hated it, it made us watch because we wanted to see him lose it so bad, right?
I think that's a shitty reasoning to have somebody as a champion, but I can see the reasoning.
I mean, Brock Lesnar had some good matches, man, and he had some good runs. It sucks to say. I'm not the guy that loved. I mean, you saw how pissed I was at Greatest Royal Rumble.
But you said earlier that Io Sky is probably coming out of this match as champion.
I said probably not, but I want her to.
Yeah, but you hope so, and it'll be a surprise if she ends up being the victor. The mania of probabilities here, 33 and a third chance of winning for each of these competitors.
God, I can't wait for our prediction episode.
I'm hoping Io or Bianca win. I'm hoping that it's not Rhea.
I think we're on the same page there. I can't wait for our prediction episode, dude.
It's gonna be a bulky one.
We're gonna have fun.
But speaking of wrestling, we had Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria happen.
Dude.
For the IC title. Bird Lady retains.
I love Bird Lady.
Yeah.
The IC title is the good match title. We keep talking about it.
I will kill you.
I'm talking about, like...
Don't call it good match. It's different match style. Just admit I've labeled the chapters before that Dylan hates women. And I'll do it again.
Why? I'm celebrating these women.
No, you fucking hate Meechin. You hate Chelsea Green. This is a good match title. Chelsea Green and Meechin.
Do you ever think I just hate
matches.
SmackDown?
I honestly, you just chill. You love chilling out $9.99 a month for Netflix.
I do.
You love chilling that out.
Hey guys. You like watching wrestling live?
You
like watching Monday Night Raw? You can get Netflix for $9.99.
Shut your damn trap.
No, I like this. You've always known I've been a wrestling first person.
Yeah.
And I think the IC title's a wrestling first title. Is that better? Where the wrestling matters more than the story.
Okay.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
And that's what I like. I like this title for. Like I said, I like the way the U.S. titles run because it's a different way to run the title. It's more of a fun. You're going to have fun stories. They're going to have more, I don't want to say gimmicky matches, but I mean, they've had some gimmicky matches. And I love Meechin. Meechin's one of my favorite women's wrestlers right now.
Yeah.
But the matches that Lyra Valkyria puts on every time she gets in that ring, dude, it's just, there's a vibe about it, man.
Who do we think ends up beating her?
Dude, as of right now, it looks like she's going to have a long run.
I'm glad she's having a long run. She deserves it.
I don't know who could beat her that I'd be happy about right now. Like, I don't want Bayley to win that title. I want it to be a younger star.
Maybe like a Roxanne.
Roxanne would be perfect. That you know how to make me happy, man.
I'll make you even happier. We're gonna talk about LWO versus El Grande American Made.
Gracias! The crowd going, it's Chad Gable. No, it's not. It's my favorite thing right now. dude.
This is so fucking stupid that it's happening still in the States. I know you love this. I know we've
Why do you hate it?
I fucking hate that El Grande Americano is getting a WrestleMania.
Is getting over? That everything Chad Gable does gets over?
No,
no, not Chad Gable. Not Chad Gable.
Dude.
Are you on the not Chad Gable or Chad Gable side? I need to know right now because that's going to tell me a lot about you.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not the same person.
It's not the same person.
We saw them in the same room.
They were in the same room together, Eddie. Dude, why do you hate... You love how fun the U.S. title women's picture is, but when Grande Americano...
I just... Fucking Chad Gable was this close to the IC title picture last year, and then he re-signed his contract. Didn't have a Mania match last year, and now he's wrestling in a mask? Are you kidding me?
But how fun is it?
Dumb.
It's so stupid. Fun, dude.
It's so stupid. I wish it was the fucking UK tour, Europe tour gimmick, and then he left it there. He lost the mask. And if he brought it to fucking Philadelphia or wherever they were,
should do a mask versus mask match and have Grande
Americano
win.
Grande win, and it's Dragon Lee because he's getting the shit end of the stick every time.
How crazy would that be if they had him win a mask versus mask match? It'll never happen.
No.
They need to have him lose the mask eventually, but dude, it's fun.
He'll lose the mask at Mania if he doesn't lose it.
Dude, if he doesn't lose, what if he doesn't lose it at Mania?
Oh my fucking god!
Can Rey Fenix take it off him? I know he's on SmackDown, but can we just have that happen? No, okay. But honestly, it's getting to the point where we got to have the payoff happen.
Yes.
But it's so fun, man. You're telling me that it's Chad Gable? No, it's not. Is it awesome?
That's funny and it's awesome, but I absolutely hate that he is getting plastered on the Mania posters in this stupid fucking red, white, and blue mask.
Do you think he thinks it's funny?
I hope so.
Because he should.
Yeah, I hope he is.
Because he's doing great. This is awesome. I don't care what you say. It is stupid. It is dumb, but it's so fun. And that's what matters to me is that it's fun. In this scenario. This is a scenario where it's like, if he's not going to be a part of a title picture.
You don't like it when the crowd has fun during Jey Uso's segment? His promo against Gunther saying Jimmy's in the hospital.
Okay.
Jimmy nearly died.
Yeah, like... Dude,
I'm going to defend my family.
Like, this is the one...
Dude, I love that.
This is the one time we've seen Jey Uso be vulnerable. It's like, dude, it's the one time we've seen him be vulnerable. He finally breaks it down, and he's getting to the point of it where it's like...
What if we did it like this?
So this is the... Oh, I was down. Damn. No. So... That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I had an intrusive
You're
thought.
just like the fans. You're just like the fans. You can't... You let your own intrusive thoughts and the things you want ruin a great segment. Because that's what the fans did. Jey Uso's over there giving his heart and soul to this promo, and they're fucking saying yeet when he's talking about... He's begging the crowd. He's like, no, yeet, stop. Like, he's telling you guys to stop. And you all are like, no, I paid money, I'm going to cheer. I'm all cheer what you want. Cheer fuck you, Vince. Cheer whatever you want. But this is the one time Jey Uso isn't talking in that cadence. Jey Uso is trying to tell the fans, don't yeet at this. Next week, I'll come back to talking in 3 syllables so you can yeet right after. Yeah. Right? Jimmy's in the hospital. Yeah. Gunther just tried to kill him. My mom's telling me, why didn't you defend your brother? And the fans are fucking it up. He still did great, and it was still, in my opinion, the best, like, probably one of the best segments of the night. Probably 2 behind the Seth stomp thing. It had potential to be the best segment of the night, and it's arguably the most important segment of this whole feud. Because, yes, of course, Jimmy dying on national television, on paid subscription service, is the most important thing that's happened in this feud, but this is the follow-up. This is you did that to my brother, like, and the fans almost took away from... I think they did a good job of not taking away from it, and I think Gunther Bob looked great out there. But, yeah, like, oh, man.
I think after that promo, I will see by the prediction episode, which is coming up soon,
I know who I
So
have.
subscribe. I'm going Jey Uso.
I think I'm going Jey Uso, dude.
I'm going Jey Uso at this point.
I'm
so
happy with where he's at.
Yeah,
and it's improvement. And every time he's hit a bump in the road, he has gotten back on his feet, wiped it off, and done better.
He's a well-written, well-rounded character who's allowed to have fun, and I think this is something that Jeff Hardy never had the skills to put this kind of story together.
Dude, I thought you were going to say something so messed up. Because we all know why Jeff couldn't do it, man.
Yeah.
He was in his own way.
So it's just, I think being able to have that potential behind him and not fuck it up. You know, Jey Uso has come a long way. He's had his DUIs, and so has Jimmy. You know, you look just like your mugshot.
Such a crazy bar.
Yeah, he deserves this WWE
He's
championship.
been hooping, man, since COVID.
So I think him winning it, having a 30, 45, 60-day reign, doesn't hurt the company at all. You put that title right back on... You're going to
sell so many shirts.
You put that title right back on Seth Rollins. You put that title
back on Gunther. I don't care.
I think putting it back on Gunther kind of blows the story out of the water.
That's true.
So it's just, you know, have
Braun Breaker.
Have Jay hoop with it for a
Have
bit.
that be the Braun Breaker step up. Have Braun Breaker drop the IC title to Dominic Mysterio. That's my pick, by the way. I think it's time. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, you want to? So
can I explain why? Or do you want to save that for prediction episode?
No, Penta versus Dom ended the show, but before we get into it, War Raiders versus New Day happened for the tag team titles. No title change happened. Yeah, New Day. I mean,
the Raw tag division is leaving something to be wanted.
It's kind of in the dog water compared to SmackDown, but I think that's that was going to be solved by the Lucha Bros if they debuted together.
Yeah, that was probably their game plan, and then it fell through, so they just had to have Penta be alone.
Yeah, I think having New Catch Republic back really helps.
That's crazy.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, you get a lot of like what? Why are you why are you getting this segment off the rails? I just wanted to touch you.
New Catch Republic. Huh?
That's what their name is.
I know, but why'd you have to try to touch me when you said it?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be better after Mania or better after the draft that happens.
Or the transfer portal, whatever the fuck they call it.
But, yeah, let's talk about Penta versus Dom, who hooped. Dom showed out on Raw. He finally got a chance to, show himself as a great fucking wrestler. And I think, Penta's style really compliments Dominic.
Penta style compliments anybody, it feels like. He's so good.
I disagree.
Who's he not going to have a good match with?
Okay. I prefer a match between him and Dominic over a match between him and Kaiser, in my opinion.
Him and Kaiser's matches were unbelievably good.
They were great. But
what I'm saying,
I'm a flippy style guy. I like flippy shit. I like jumping. I like having people who can maneuver around the ring and really fight.
Okay, but
and having that British strong style compared to that luchador style, it's a stark contrast, and I really liked it for the storyline that they were trying to tell. But out of those matches, I prefer Dominic versus Penta.
Yes, but what we both said can be correct here. I think Penta is so good, he compliments anybody.
Yes.
The Kaiser matches are unbelievable.
Yes.
I believe the Dom match was better too, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is Penta can't have a bad match with his style because he mixes styles. He's not just a lucha guy. Yeah. He's not just a strong style guy. He He does really well with that. It's just resetting itself. Camera issues. But yeah, no, match was incredible. Dom was incredible. I'm going to say my piece. Dom has been on the road for 5 years straight.
Yes.
He has been macking on bitches. He has been a workhorse. He's been on 2-3 shows a week a lot of the time for 4 or 5 years, and he hasn't had a major title other than the North American NXT Championship. Is this Dom's WrestleMania moment? Is this his title moment? He gets his first singles title at Mania.
Yeah.
And that's what pushes Braun Breaker into the World Championship picture, and he can take it off Jay in 60 to 90 days. Penta has an unbelievable match. Finn Balor has an unbelievable match in this Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
Because they can lose and look amazing. We've seen it for years. This should be Dom's moment.
Balor takes the pin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Braun can't take the pin. Braun hits a spear, gets or Mexican destroyered.
Yeah.
And then Dom hits a 619 because... Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that match, that Fatal 4-Way is going to go crazy. Having that be a Fatal 4-Way instead of a triple...
instead of a six is so perfect.
It's great. I think if you bloated that match up with 6 people, it would have been way too much.
It would have been a gimmicky ladder match. But now we get a storyline.
Yeah, we have a storyline much rather than a gimmicky ladder match, which I think we wanted at the time, but now that it's played out,
it's way better.
Yeah, we do like this match now, and I think I do agree with that comment from earlier that there's just too many multi-person matches on the card, but that multi-man match for sure. Will be a defining moment for Dominic because I just feel like he's been on that losing streak at Mania, right? Because he lost against Logan and he lost against his dad,
which is crazy.
His
dad did not need that win.
I think he'll have his moment.
That's my pick, and that's my getting on the soapbox. I think by the time the match comes around and predictions come around, you're gonna be on somebody else. I have a feeling. I know you, but I just think that
I think if
this had been my take the whole time,
I will be happy with Penta.
Yes,
I definitely will.
Anybody but Finn, and I'm the biggest Finn fan there is. This doesn't do anything for Finn in my opinion, because he's still so lost as a character.
Yeah, but Finn is also justified because I feel like if Finn gets back on the horse, he's able to, Dom gets that Mania moment, but if Finn wins it at Mania, he gets that character back. He's able to build up. I guess Finn is able to do that at a Backlash, So I
don't think Finn needs a Mania moment. He won the first Universal title.
They're not lost in the water there.
That's what I'm saying. Finn's lost in the water as a character right now, but Finn doesn't need a Mania moment because he won the first Universal title with a broken shoulder.
Yeah.
No matter how sad it is that's what made Vince not trust him anymore, that's still one of the coolest moments ever because we all knew he wasn't okay in that moment and he looked bad and it looked unhealthy and he still finished the match out and killed that match. The fact that they gave up on him after that is wicked to me because he had such an amazing match while hurt.
Yeah.
I'll never understand Vince's decision making there because I've seen so many other people get hurt and then shot right back to the moon after.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was but I think this is Dom's, man, and I want it to be for him. And I know we're supposed to boo him, we're supposed to hate him, but I have to respect what he's done. He has done everything WWE's asked and more. He's a villain. He does the Make-A-Wishes. He does everything. He has so many... we boo him because we love him.
Yeah.
It's not like we boo him like Logan. We boo Dom because he's so good at what he does. It's just like The Miz. We hated The Miz for so long, but, man, we have to respect what they're doing while they're doing it, or else we're going to regret it when we look back and they didn't get what they deserved.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's hoping that Dom gets his Mania moment. If you have a differing opinion, please comment down below, whether it be Penta, Braun, Finn, or if you agree with us for, him.
Me.
He's the hidden fifth competitor.
They didn't tell you about me.
I think that's it.
Yeah, we already went over the Seth and stuff. So yeah.
For the first in-person edition,
we
of
touched each other.
The Pod-a-Mania pod. Please follow the podcast on Twitter. Follow us, and have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Fuck yeah, dude. Good work. Only took us 5-6 hours.